What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing some breaking NBA news. Kyle Kuzma of the Washington Wizards currently is now being on the trade block. Rumors have emerged that the Washington Wizards want to trade Kyle Kuzma for a bevy of maybe players, or what I'm hearing is for a first round pick is definitely something that they are coveting for Kyle Kuzma. We know if you are a basketball fan and fan of the NBA, you know that the Washington Wizards season hasn't gone in the direction that you would have thought it would have went so far this year. You look at a team that, ultimately acquired Jordan Poole, ultimately traded Bradley Beal, the re-signing of Kyle Kuzma, 4 years, I believe, around $90 million. And you look at what has taken shape for the Washington Wizards season so far, and they just haven't looked like a good team. At times you see flashes, but they are not a team that is going to be anywhere near, playoff play-in contention this season. And that is, it hurts if you're a fan of the Washington Wizards and their basketball team, but I just don't think this particular roster is good enough to get it done, honestly. But we're talking about Kyle Kuzma, right? A player who's averaging close to 24 points a game. He can give you rebounds. He can assist. He can shoot the ball pretty well. Not off the charts well when it comes to 3-point shooting, but when he takes them and he makes them, he's a pretty streaky shooter. So I look at Kyle Kuzma and I look at teams that can use a player like Kyle Kuzma. And first on my list, I'm gonna throw out 5 teams that I think could use the services of Kyle Kuzma right now at this present moment. I did not do any mock trades before I threw out these teams, so this is just me mentioning a few teams that I think could use Kyle Kuzma at this present moment via trade. Number 1, the Sacramento Kings. I look at the Kings, especially coming off of their last loss versus the Charlotte Hornets, and I look at the Kings and I say to myself, they need another spark in their starting lineup. After Mike Brown has elected to push Chris Duarte into their starting lineup, Kevin Huerter has now been sent to the bench. A player like Kevin Huerter, who's been his offense just hasn't been there. I think if you put Kyle Kuzma in with De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis, that could work. But if you do that trade, you may have to give up Keegan Murray. That could hurt a lot, because Keegan Murray is capable of doing a whole lot, not only offensively, but defensively. He can rebound as well. But the Kings could use a guy like Kyle Kuzma. Would he push them over the hump? I don't know. But I still have the Kings making the playoffs and making a push during the postseason play. Another team that I see could use the services of a Kyle Kuzma, I'll say an East Coast team, and that being the Philadelphia 76ers. So, I don't know if the Sixers will be able to pull the trigger, but with the aspiring contracts of a lot of guys that the Philadelphia 76ers acquired in the Clipper trade, the Marcus Morrises, the Nicholas Batums, the guys like that, I think that the Washington Wizards would want guys like that on expiring deals, able to unload those guys as the year, comes down to an end, and you could go out there in the offseason and acquire more talent. So I think Philadelphia, another team that I think would be a dark horse I wouldn't rule them out, is the New York Knicks. Even though they did just trade for OG Anunoby, I don't think the Knicks are done as far as acquiring more talent, because again, being in New York City, being in a hub like Madison Square Garden, where the lights are bright, I think that the Knicks want to pull the trigger on a move or two instead of waiting for the offseason and possibly acquiring someone like Donovan Mitchell. But Kyle Kuzma definitely could boast well for them. Another team that I could see going after Kyle Kuzma, don't rule out the Chicago Bulls, because we don't know as far as the Zach LaVine situation, but I would not rule out a Kyle Kuzma trade with involving Zach LaVine and something like that. I wouldn't rule out a 3-team trade that involves Chicago, involves Toronto, involves Washington. Don't rule out the Charlotte Hornets. There are a lot of teams that could use the services of Kyle Kuzma. And I think a young player like him, he hasn't been in the league a long time. He hasn't dealt with a lot of season-ending injuries or anything like that. So the guy is definitely going to be coveted by a lot of teams. And I think that if a contender has, the capability and flexibility to be a piece away, why wouldn't you consider a Kyle Kuzma? Granted, we could even see a situation where we could do a 3-team trade between Washington, New York, and Cleveland, to where Donovan Mitchell goes to New York. Kyle Kuzma goes to Cleveland. And, the Washington Wizards get the scraps and pieces from that deal. So it can be a lot of situations and scenarios to where, as though, we see some players on the move. We see, Kyle Kuzma wearing a new jersey sooner than later. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. NBA fans, Kyle Kuzma fans, or if this is just your first time tuning in to this channel, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I catch you guys on the next video.